There was a big blowout sale going on at the Cashman department store, which needed something to bail it out of heavy debt. What seemed like a sale was actually a deadly disguise for a mass murder by store manager Donald Cashman, who freaked out after a run of bad business. He killed all of the customers and stole their money and valuables. In his warped mind, he figured they owed it to him since he couldn't make enough money in sales. When the police arrived and figured things out, they shot Cashman on sight. That should have ended the terror, but it didn't. The sheer power of Cashman's hatred and his ruthless obsession with money brought him back to life as a horrible monster. He's still making products, but this time he breathes evil into them, turning the products into monsters themselves who suck up a customer's money and soul. Cashman's out there somewhere, waiting for the next customer, as he secretly sits in a safe, counting his money.
So the gimmick of this level is money. We need to have a lot of money in order to pass some certain checkpoints in this level, and they do give us the prize money for the level beforehand. Now the reason that we need this is because we're going to encounter a new kind of trap here. That is a trap that can take our money. So far we've seen traps that can take our health, traps that can increase our bleeding, and traps that can affect our pulse. But this time we're also going to be coming across traps that can steal our money from us. So we are going to need a lot of it. And we are going to be using Randy for this level.
Yeah, dude!
As I said last time, Randy is the worst choice for this level. And the reason for that is that he has the least adrenaline of all the characters. Since this is the longest level in the game, and since you do have the most traps in the game here, we would need a lot of adrenaline. So there are going to be a good amount of points in this level where we just can't tag any traps because we've run out. And this, of course, is the flyer that advertised the supposed sale that Cashman used to lure people into the department store for his massacre. Right now we're in the office of the assistant manager, Edward Gibson, and there he is behind the desk there. And once again we do find the horror monitor in the beginning of the level.
Run on!
So Edward Gibson killed himself in recompense for failing to meet their goal of making the department store the richest in all of Nebraska. It is truly a lofty goal. Like Icarus, they flew too high, trying to compete in that competitive market. Now, he said something about a memo in the trash, and this memo will tell us something about the safes in this level. Unfortunately, the memo tells us nothing good because these hints don't actually help us at all. We will find the safes, but that memo ends up not really making much sense at all.
Run on!
And over here is an important item we want to make sure that we pick up before we leave, that being a severed head. Now as we begin to enter the department store, the first section is Sweetland, the candy aisle. And we can find some confectionery treats going for $100 a pop. I don't think it's much of a mystery as to why this store was not breaking even.
Run on!
As I said, this level does have the most traps of any level, and anything along the walls can potentially be a trap.
Ow!
If you run out of adrenaline, then you're pretty much screwed, as it is very difficult to be able to manually avoid the traps. Many places you just simply will not have enough room. Some instances you can walk between them, like in this hallway right here, where I'm able to stay right in the middle of the trap-filled counters. And we find a crash test dummy in the store. We will find a few, and this time around I just wanted to try to beat this dummy with Randy's bare hands, as we haven't tried that yet. It does take some doing, as Randy's physical strength is not actually any greater than any of the other characters. In fact, the attacks of all of the characters seem to be the same. Randy's advantage comes with his stamina. He has the highest stamina of all the characters, so he can take the most damage. But as far as damage that he deals, that appears to be the same as everyone else. And once we get the actual weapon for this level, you'll see just how much faster we can actually defeat an enemy with it. Here we have an aisle filled with Jell-O. And this is a good place to use our caution bomb, as there are a great many trap spots that we could tag, and we actually would not have enough adrenaline to tag even half of them using Randy. So when we use the caution bomb, we can confidently march down this aisle of gelatin without having to worry about having any of our money stolen.
Run on! Run on! Ow!
That trap was out of the range of the caution bomb. I just happened to run into it. Yes, in ILLBLEED, even the Jell-O is evil. It pickpockets the money right from you. Now we're heading into the baked goods section, where we'll find our weapon for this level.